You were not late. You were not early. You were exactly where you were meant to be. And though the world may tell you otherwise, God is whispering to your soul right now, my child, trust me. I'm never late. My timing is always perfect. Sometimes life feels like a series of delays, detours, and disappointments. We pray, we hope, we wait. But heaven seems silent. Days turn into months, and we wonder, God, did you forget about me? But let me tell you, He hasn't. Not even for a second. The silence is not His absence. It's His preparation. Think of a seed buried in the soil. It disappears. It's hidden. For a time, there is no sign of growth. But deep beneath the surface, transformation is happening. Roots are forming. Strength is building. And when the time is right, the seed breaks through the ground, stronger than before. That's how God works in your life. You see, when you feel hidden, when you feel like nothing is changing, that's when God is doing His deepest work. He's preparing the foundation. He's aligning the pieces. He's developing you for the very thing you've been praying for. And sometimes, His greatest gifts come in the form of waiting. We don't like to wait. In a world of instant results, we expect God to move on our schedule. But He's not a microwave God. He's a masterful potter, shaping us slowly, carefully, with eternal purpose. Do you remember Joseph in the Bible? He had dreams of greatness, of leadership, of purpose. But before those dreams came true, he was betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, and thrown into prison. For years, it looked like nothing was going right. But what seemed like delays were actually divine appointments. Each step, each hardship, was preparing him for the palace. And when the time was right, not a day too soon, not a moment too late, Joseph was lifted up, elevated, positioned by God to fulfill the dream that had once felt so distant. That's how God works. He doesn't rush, He prepares, He positions, and then, He delivers, on time. So if you're in a season of waiting, don't give up. Don't let doubt speak louder than your faith. Don't let the delay convince you that God has forgotten. He hasn't. He's just working behind the scenes, putting every piece in place. He knows the desires of your heart. He knows the tears you've cried in secret. He knows the prayers you've whispered through sleepless nights. And He's not ignoring them. He's storing them, answering them in ways that will one day make perfect sense. Let your heart rest in this truth. What God starts, He finishes. What He promises, He fulfills. And when He says, I'm making all things beautiful in my time, you can trust that His time will be worth the wait. This is only the beginning of the message. He sees the bigger picture. You only see a piece. Like a beautiful tapestry, the front displays a stunning image, but the back is full of tangled threads and knots. That's what life feels like sometimes. From our view, it's messy, confusing, and unfinished. But from God's view, every thread has a purpose. Every knot ties together a moment of preparation, a season of growth, a connection we couldn't foresee. So trust Him even when it doesn't make sense. Even when it hurts. Because your pain is not pointless. Your waiting is not wasted. Your journey is not forgotten. God is building character while you wait. He's strengthening your spirit, refining your faith, and anchoring your hope. He's teaching you to rely on Him and not your own understanding. He's removing the things that distract you, so when your blessing arrives, your heart is ready to carry it. And when you finally walk into the promise, you'll understand why it took so long. You'll see how every delay protected you. How every no redirected you. How every closed door led you to something better. Because God doesn't give you what you want when you want it, He gives you what you need when you're ready. That's the beauty of His timing. It's not about convenience, it's about completeness. He completes you through the wait. He prepares the blessing and the blesser. Because if the gift arrives before the heart is ready, the weight of it can crush you. But when the timing is right, the gift will lift you, elevate you, and carry you into your destiny. Think about David, anointed as king when he was just a shepherd boy. But he didn't become king overnight. Years passed, battles were fought, enemies rose, betrayal came, but through it all, God was preparing his heart for the throne. And when the crown finally came, David wasn't just ready to wear it, he was ready to carry its weight. That's how God moves in your life. He anoints you in the field, then shapes you in the wilderness, so you can rule with wisdom when the palace doors open. So don't fear the delay. Embrace it, let it teach you, let it refine you, because when God makes you wait, he's preparing something far greater than you imagined. And know this, his delays are not denials. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't. Just because you don't see the answer doesn't mean he isn't working on it. He's the God who parts seas, moves mountains, and raises the dead. Nothing is too hard for him. So if he's making you wait, it's because he loves you enough to give you the best, not just what's fast. There's a divine rhythm to his plan, a cadence that aligns with eternity, not urgency. While we're looking at the clock, he's looking at the heart. And when both are in sync, when your heart is aligned with his purpose, then comes the breakthrough. And you'll realize that what you thought was a delay was really divine design. So keep walking, keep trusting, keep holding on, because your story isn't over. The page hasn't finished turning. What you're living now is just a chapter, not the conclusion. The author of your life is still writing, still shaping, still weaving beauty from ashes. And though your heart may grow weary, his strength is made perfect in weakness. He uplifts the brokenhearted, he binds up your wounds. He walks with you through the valley, not around it, because it's in the valley that you learn the voice of your shepherd. You may not feel strong enough right now, and that's okay. Because God never asked you to be strong alone. He simply asks you to come, just as you are. With your doubts, with your questions, with your pain, lay it at his feet and let him carry the weight. You don't have to understand everything to trust that he does. You don't have to see the whole path to know that he walks ahead of you. Just take the next step, and he'll meet you there. Because God honors the small steps, the quiet prayers, the silent tears, the faith that whispers, yes, even when the world is shouting, no. That's where miracles are born, in mustard seed moments of belief. He sees every effort, every time you chose love over hate, faith over fear, hope over despair. He sees you rising when it would have been easier to give up. He sees the silent battles no one else knows you're fighting. And he's proud of you. Yes, you heard that right, God is proud of you. Not because you're perfect, but because you're still trying. You're still believing. You're still seeking him even when it's hard. And that's what faith looks like. Not flashy, not loud, just faithful. So let today be a reminder, you are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. The King of Heaven knows your name. He has counted every tear and heard every cry. And he is working all things together for your good. That doesn't mean everything will be easy. But it does mean everything will be purposeful. Even your pain, even your waiting, even your detours, they're all part of a divine mosaic that one day will make sense. And until then, you hold on to the one who never lets go. You anchor yourself in the one whose promises never fail. Because when the winds rise and the waves crash, it's not the size of the storm that matters, it's the strength of your anchor. And your anchor is Christ. He is steady, he is sure, he is faithful, always. So don't let go, don't give up. The breakthrough is coming, the light is rising, the chains are breaking. Your story is not ending in defeat, it's rising in victory. You may feel like you're in a season of silence, where prayers go unanswered and heaven seems still. But silence is not absence. God is never absent. Even when he's quiet, he's still moving, still listening, still loving you with an unshakable, eternal love. Sometimes, he's doing the deepest work in the quietest moments. Sometimes, the roots are growing underground before the bloom is ever seen. And maybe, just maybe, this is your root season, a time of preparation for the growth to come. So don't despise the waiting. Don't rush the process. What God is building in you now is the foundation for what's coming next. He's strengthening your character, deepening your faith, stretching your capacity, not to harm you, but to prepare you for the blessings ahead. Because he doesn't just want to give you blessings, he wants to make sure you're ready to carry them. That they won't break you. that you'll steward them well. So if the doors haven't opened yet, maybe it's because you're still being shaped for what's behind them. And when it finally comes, and it'll be more than you imagined. Not because you earned it, but because He's good. Because He delights in giving good gifts to His children. Because He's a Father who knows exactly what you need and when you need it. In the meantime, trust that He is enough. His grace is enough. His presence is enough. Even now, He's surrounding you. With peace, with comfort, with the kind of love that holds you together when everything else falls apart. Let that love define you, not your failures, not your past, not your pain. You are not what happened to you. You are not the mistakes you've made. You are who God says you are, chosen, redeemed, beloved. You are a child of God, and nothing, not fear, not doubt, not even death, can separate you from His love. So lift your head, not because everything is perfect, but because He is with you in the imperfection. He walks with you in the mess. He blesses the broken. He finds you in the shadows and shines His light. Your value is not in what you do. It's in who you belong to. And you belong to the one who gave everything to call you His own. That's the kind of love that changes everything. And if you let it, it'll change you too. So breathe, just breathe. Let go of the pressure to perform. Release the weight you've carried for too long. This moment is holy, not because of where you are, but because of who is with you. God is not waiting for you to fix yourself before He moves. He's not holding back His love until you become stronger. He's not pacing the heavens, wondering if you'll ever get it right. He is right here, right now, fully present, fully invested, fully in love with you. He doesn't love the future version of you more than He loves you now. He's not waiting for you to arrive, He's walking with you every step of the journey. He's not asking you to be perfect. He's asking you to be present, to trust, to lean in, to remember that He's God, and you are not. And that's not bad news. That's freedom. You don't have to control the outcome. You don't have to predict the future. You don't have to carry the pressure of holding your life together. He's holding it. He's holding you. And in His hands, nothing is wasted. Not the pain, not the confusion, not even the waiting, especially not the waiting, because it's in the waiting that you find out who He really is. It's where you discover that He's not just the God of answered prayers. He's the God of comfort in the silence, the God of peace in the in-between, the God of strength when you've run out of your own. And when the breakthrough comes, because it will, you'll look back and see that He never left. He was in every detail, every delay, every quiet moment you thought He had forgotten you. But He didn't. You are His. You've always been His. And His plans for you are not fragile. They can withstand the storm. They can overcome the delay. They can rise even when everything else is falling. So don't give up now. You've come too far. You've grown too much. And you are too close to turn back. The promise is still alive. The purpose is still unfolding. And the God who started this story is not finished. He will finish what He began. In His time, in His way, and it will be beautiful. So keep walking, even if your steps are slow, even if your heart still doubts, even if the road feels long and the answers seem far. Because every step you take in faith is a step toward freedom. A step toward healing, a step deeper into the heart of God. He sees your tears, the silent ones you cry when no one is watching. He hears the questions you're too afraid to ask out loud. He feels the weight that others overlook. And He holds every broken piece like precious treasure. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not a burden to Him. You are loved. You are pursued. You are known. God isn't waiting on you to become enough. He's inviting you to realize that He is enough, right now. And He's enough for you. Enough for your weakness. Enough for your fears. Enough for the days you can't get out of bed. Enough for the moments you can't explain. And even when your faith is barely hanging on, He's still holding you up. Even when your prayers feel empty, He hears the groaning of your soul. Even when hope seems lost, He's still the God who resurrects. So today, choose to believe again. Not because everything makes sense, but because He is still good. Choose to speak life over yourself. Remind your heart that God is not finished. That His promises still stand. That His grace is still sufficient. Speak to your doubt and declare, my God is faithful. Speak to your fear and declare, my God is with me. Speak to your circumstances and declare, my God is bigger. Let that truth rise above the noise. Let it anchor you when the winds rage. Let it steady your heart when everything else is shaking. Because God hasn't changed. His love hasn't weakened. His plan hasn't failed. He's still writing your story. And the next chapter will be filled with redemption, with healing, with beauty from ashes, with joy that cannot be stolen. You may not see it yet. You may not feel it yet. But heaven is moving. God is working. And the breakthrough is closer than you think. So hold on. Hope again. Trust deeper. And don't let go of the hand that's never let go of you.